from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning as we are back with another day. It is the LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial Apparel Partner 656 and accessories partner Cosmic Byte. I hope y'all have been having a great morning because it's only going to get better from here if you're watching this, because today we've got a great set of matches coming up in front of you, one of which is right about now, and it is Velocity going up against Squad. I'm Universe, and with me, I got my boy Salty, and I want to know what you think about these matchups, Salty, because they look really tasty.
They certainly look tasty. Tasty, delicious, whatever you want to call them. Velocity versus Squad right at the get-go. Like a big team versus an underdog storyline. We always love that. Velocity Gaming, of course, they've had their share of good form. But of course, in certain maps, they are still a little shaky right now. Squad, though, they are playing well. And we know the Group A is full of uncertainties. And a lot of underdogs will actually be looking for the last playoff spot that is available. Of course, there might be more. But the second game is where I really want to focus right now, because God Particles versus Team Exploit, that looks like a very, very interesting matchup. This game is going to have long-lasting effects on the Group B standings. Of course, God Particles, who are not in the top 4 currently, but of course, a lot of people think that God Particles will eventually make it. Team Exploit, they're coming in from Pakistan. They've really impressed us. Everybody. And right now, I feel like both the teams, the one who gets a victory, will kind of secure their position in the top four. Not quite sure how the math works over there, but yeah, that game is going to have long-lasting effects. But currently, the game at hand is going to be Velocity versus Sus Squad. Velocity look to be the favorites, but of course, we know that certain underdog teams, they have given Velocity problems and a run for their money lately.
Yeah, that is true. It Velocity have kind of slipped up a bit on the map of Haven, which was considered to be their strongest, but quite recently they haven't had as much success on that Dream site map as they would have wanted to. But yeah, let's have a look further on as to how they're performing, because last time they played Haven, they actually did win
Yeah.
this one out, right? So that was a good start. I feel like, to try and make it a different way to try and approach this match, and they did really well because they switched up the lineups. They had different people playing different roles. So let's have a look at the MVP standings before we head into further discussions about Velocity or Sus Squad, because we've got some players up here that are going to be making a debut. Sai, somebody who I don't think a lot of people would have expected to make his way here to the MVP standings. He is here. I think the last time we saw Sai on the MVP standings was probably in season 1, really early. I remember seeing him, way back when, and it's sort of a reminiscence now. It's great to see him becoming as good as he is, maybe becoming the best version of himself. But it's about the player that is sitting on number 1 spot today, Deathmaker, who's going to be on the server and probably causing as much problems to Sus Squad as he has to any other team with the highest number of kills across the board right now.
True that. We're going to find Deathmaker today, of course. And apart from that, Shooter, I guess, from TEAMXO, Shooter has been the top fragger for the team and has gotten them the most kills in every single department of it. Paradox, ever so consistent, every single season. He is over there. And Sai, of course, with the new entry. We'll have a look at the group standings, ladies and gentlemen, where we'll understand how Group A actually figures out all the teams, how they position themselves, and what are the odds of making them, finding themselves in the playoffs. You look at Team FS, right? They've had a journey so far, universe. They've had this journey where they're just rolling off the charts at this point. It's more like Iceland in Eurocup storyline for Team FSESPORTS, where they're just leading the group right now with 7 points. Even Velocity and ENIGMA are having a tough time catching up to them. But of course, Velocity have played a game less than FSESPORTS. With today's matchup in hand for Velocity, they will have the opportunity to seek redemption. They might find themselves back at the number 1 spot, but FS with 7 points, they are well placed. We have Weird Esports, of course, who are still eyeing for that number 4 position. Sus Squad, though, they are in the relegation zone, currently 7th position, just above Reckoning, who have had the worst start probably in all the 3 seasons that they have played. But considering Sus Squad, I feel like the chances are still there for them. They've just played 3 games. They've got 2 points. They've got a victory for themselves as well. And they have a lot more underdog teams that they've got to play against. Even if they get 1 map today, I feel like they will be good because they will avoid the relegation zone and lift themselves up to the 5th and the 6th spot. And from that particular point on, I feel like the fight for the number 4 and the number 3 spot becomes really active. What do you think, Universe?
Yeah, I think I'll have to agree as well. No, I think it's gonna be a Velocity. I think FS are definitely gonna be qualifying for the playoffs this season at least. With the way things are looking for them, they're already 3 wins up. Even though they got 1 loss, they're pulled off 1 map against Velocity in that loss as well. So
Yeah.
I should think that FS are gonna qualify. I think the real competition is gonna be for place number 3 and 4. Unless ENIGMA slip up, right? So I don't think if ENIGMA is going to slip up, it's going to be a problem for the 3rd place. I think the top 3 is going to look like what it is right now, except for the fact that I think Velocity is going to finish up at the end of the season on top, unbeaten throughout the group stages. That's exactly what I would expect to see. But hey, as we're talking about them, let's have a look at their team, shall we? They're just a normal team in the
Just
region.
normal team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a normal team. You got just normal players, just a normal team, normally winning competitions left and right, and nothing too special about them at all. Salty, walk us right through this team.
I mean, I don't need to give them an introduction, right? This is like Velocity have become a team next door for them. All these players have become like friend figures for all the audience out there because they watch their streams, they watch their matches, they follow them holistically. And why not if they are capable of pulling such destruction on the servers? every single player in this team is probably the best in their given roles. You have Deathmaker, who is probably one of the best players in the region. You have Amaterasu, who is probably the best captain in the team, captain in the region. You have Right to Ace, who is probably the best Sova, as well as one of the best clutchers in the scene. You have Marzel as well as Helef, who are the best in their given roles as sentinels when they pull it off. They've been the backbone for the team, and they've performed in the times of adversity. When Velocity are in the rock bottom, Helef and Marzel always step up, and they will give their team certain rounds, certain winnable rounds, where they might redeem themselves and come back. So for Velocity, I feel like this roster has been a rock solid reason of their victories in several tournaments so far. They are the defending champions. They are, of course, defending their title in Gauntlet Season 3. And I feel like it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for other teams to take them down. But they've had their fair share of difficulties as well, especially just like you mentioned on the map of Haven, where their form kind of in a slumps a little bit right now.
Yeah, they've not really had as much success as they would have wanted to on Haven. It used to be one of the strongest maps. Right now, I think that Squad would have probably gone for that pick because Velocity aren't really shying away from Haven. They want to go for it. They haven't had a problem per se of letting teams pick out Haven. They're not banning it, and I mean for good reason. Why should they? Because if you're having a bad streak at a map that you're supposed to be good at, you only want to play it more so you can improve. That's the mentality of Velocity. Because if you look at any other team, they'd probably say, okay, you know what? We're not winning on this. We should probably try to actively avoid it. But Velocity is a team that even though, Haven's in the map pool, and if they don't really have as much success on it, they bet on their quality to win out the last two maps or the other two maps for that matter. And yeah, it's just been a journey for them as well as they look to go again unbeaten this season like the first one, and probably unlike the last one where they lost two matches. But hey, Velocity, they got to have one player is going to be under the spotlight today who needs to be put under the shining light. It is going to be Right to Ace, Right to Clutch himself, the man, the myth, the legend, who as a Sova, probably, and Sova Sky is probably the most versatile initiator player in the country, the most experienced player in the country, I would say, among as many players there are. And yeah, he's just such a great, inspiration, to be honest, as a player who puts in so much dedication, time, and effort to become, the best. The lineups that this guy has, not to forget the way that he can clutch out situations single-handedly is just so good. He is such an asset to this team. Like Velocity Gaming really, really, I think thrives upon the fact that Right to Ace is one of the best, initiators in the country, and
Yeah.
he's a part of their team, and he just, makes the team so much better than it already is.
Exactly. I mean, every time you put this man in a situation where, like, he needs to pull off a clutch, even if he doesn't, he brings in at least 2 or 3 kills along with him. So, like, this man has got tremendous potential with the Sova. He's like the eye of Team Velocity. Every time they're about to, dash into a side, this man gives them all the information in the world. You mentioned about the lineups. He for sure has got some amazing, amazing lineups. But it's not just the lineups. You look at the KDA, he's got the stats to show for it as well. This man can work with the gun as well as he can do with the arrow. Now, it's important to note that this man can switch between those two roles perfectly. Sometimes most of the Sovas, they're so overwhelmed with the utility play that they just can't really deliver enough with the guns. But this man knows exactly what to do. He knows the timing to pull out the shock dart as well as then pull out his gun in clutch situations. He's really, really fast in doing all of that, and I feel like his quick thinking has enabled him to get this many frags along with giving his team so much information. Right to Ace, the last time I saw him play, he was a real nail in the opposition team's path to glory, of course. And I feel like that is going to stay the same. As long as he is in top form, as long as he's delivering, there's no stopping him. Of course, with the shock darts as well as recon darts, he is going to cause problems in the other camp. Let's see what he can pull off today, though, because I want to see him get some frags. I want to see him pull off some clutch, because that is something he always does. Make some Instagram reels, engage with the audience and entertain us all. That's what we want.
Yeah, well, I have to agree. Yeah, entertainment is something that Velocity actually give by their own plays. They don't really do something, out of the blue flashy, but when they do it, it comes naturally to them. But hey, who they're going to be doing it against is going to be Sus Squad, and let's have a look at their team. Now, this is a team that I think across the iteration of all 3 seasons of TC Gauntlet has improved by leaps and bounds. They've had a couple of roster changes come in this season, and to be honest, they've looked a lot better now than they did in the previous two. They've somehow survived. It looked multiple times that these guys were going to be relegated, but they did a great job of staying up, and now it looks like they might just give competition to some of these top tier teams. Squad actually have been a lot better, and
Yeah.
I really like it that this is a team that has put in so much effort. They've tried to stay consistent, and now their consistency is paying off.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they justify the name Sasquatch really well because this is one team that knows how to keep the opposition on the toes, right? You see the likes of Shops, you see the likes of Drixo. All of these guys, they are so good when it comes to playing in game, but they all are great aimers, but their real strength lies in their synergy. This is one side who's got some great synergy, and they know how to pull off their strats. They've got some nice defaults, they've got some nice fakes as well. And if they mix it up well, I feel like they can be a thorn in the side of Team Velocity, and they're sent into a 2-0 victory in this one, which they will be aiming for. Sasquad, if they play their best today, I'm pretty sure they can be a pretty good challenge against Velocity Gaming. We know that they're currently struggling in Haven, and Sasquad, they know how to play the map of Haven. They have a good book of strategies on that map. They know how to mix things up. Their attacking is pretty good, and the defensive fortitude is not bad either. So overall, you look at the statistics, you look at the overall lineup, you know that this team.
Oh, unfortunately, it looks like we've kind of maybe lost Salty right there.
Huh?
Salty? Oh, we couldn't hear you.
All right then. My microphone being really salty right now. What I was saying is that Team Sasquad, for sure, they've got some amazing players and lineups who can be a potential threat, but there are going to be certain players who will be the key for Team Sasquad right now, and which we might see in the player spotlight coming up next.
Yep, as a player spotlight for Sasquatch comes up, one player who maybe could make a difference is AEZ, as he plays that Astra controller role. And he's a very versatile player. I think he's good with his aim, he's good with his skills. I would rather say that this guy is more of a team player than he's individually skilled. I think he is somebody who, works good in a system where it is set for more than 2 people, right? So if it's 2 or more, AEZ thrives in that kind of situation where maybe there's a crossfire, or there's in a situation where maybe in a 2v2, or if 1v2. I have not really seen AEZ be the clutcher, but I think if he's put in a situation where he's got somebody to lean on along with him, then this guy can definitely be a little bit of a dangerous force to be reckoned with. He's not got as many kills. His stats are not as great. Maybe his deaths look pretty, but it's not as pretty as you would like it to be, right? And I think that today probably should be a day for him to step up, maybe make his kills just as many as his deaths, or probably even more. Who knows?
True that. I mean, AEZ, of course, has been a great Astra. I feel like he pulls off that agent really well. He's really quick with the utility. He is really quick with deploying the stars, as well as getting in the smokes and deploying the gravity wells as well. He is going to have true competition in the form of Helef, who, of course, made it real with universe casting. And, we all saw it. We all saw it, I guess. It was really funny. I feel like we did a great job over there. And I guess AZ versus Helef is going to be a nice contest that I would really love to see.
Yeah, I think I would love to see as well. It is a matchup of the Astros, which honestly I think is a really good fight for an underdog to show that how good he is, whether or not he can take on some of the best Astros there are out there. But hey, that's all about the teams for now. Maps are of a certain topic right now that we need to talk about, because the maps, well, yep, as we expected, Salty. There is going to be Haven. Velocity are not going to be shying away from that one, but they've got their own map of Breeze under their work. So I still wouldn't say that this is Sasquatch's map pool. I think there is a potential 2-0 possible here, unless Sasquatch pull.
Potential.
Yeah, potential. That's the key word here. You know, I think Sasquatch could pull out Haven. I really think they could, but they need to be at their very best, because if Velocity find a groove early on, which they did in the last map they played Haven on, they're gonna take it away 2-0 for sure. Because Breeze, I don't see a glimmer of hope. I don't even see a single glimmer of maybe 1% chance for Sasquatch to win out Velocity and beat their 100% win record on Breeze over here. But yeah, uh,
Yeah.
let's see how it goes, because Haven could be a little unpredictable.
Haven for sure could be a little unpredictable because Sasquatch, they're good with larger maps. We've seen them, they know how to spread things up. They know how to kind of spread themselves up and then, converge upon together on one site and do their magic. And I feel like currently tie that up with Velocity's struggles on the map of Haven, it could potentially go their way. And that is why you mentioned the key term here, it is potentially. But of course, Velocity, you know this team, right? You know this lineup. And of course, you also might expect that this team would be working on their mistakes, would be working on to fix things up on the map of Haven, which used to be one of their strongest maps. Currently talking about the agent selection, though, we have a default lineup as of yet. Helaf playing the Astra, just like we predicted. Right to Ace, though, this time is picking up the Sky, where Vibhor is picking up the Sova. It's interesting. Marzel might pick up the KJ. No surprises over there, but interesting stuff. A double initiator, no surprises in terms of the Asian composition. On the other side, though, we have more of a similar lineup, but we have two Sentinels. No, Koki is going to play the Cypher. Chobs has switched on from the KJ to the Sova. He's still hovering over there. No confirmation yet. Zoidu confirms the Sky. Drixo is going to play his usual Jet. And AEZ is going to play his usual Astra. It only depends on if Chobs and Koki confirm the agent. Chobs did right now. So we are going with the double initiate composition on the other side as well. Koki is the final one remaining. Might see a KJ versus a Cypher. Doesn't really make a difference all that much, Universe, but it's more like mirror lineups of each other. Both Velocity and Sasquatch picking all similar agents, apart from the fact that we have a KJ as well as Cypher.
Yeah, I do have to, put out the point that I think as good as Killjoy is on this map, I think Cypher is, just as mobile, because Cypher's utility can be left alone and you can run across any part of the site, but Killjoy's utility can only be left alone to a certain range. But yeah, I mean, to consider all of that, we're going to have to go and watch the game, because whether the Killjoy is going to come on top or Cypher is a question that only these players can answer. And I just want to point out one thing, though. This is exactly the lineup that, they came out with the last map that Velocity won out on Haven, where Vibhor was playing the Sova instead of Right to Ace. And Right to Ace was actually on the Sky, and that's exactly what it is right now as well. So I'm interested, and it's getting exciting. Let's see how Velocity tackled this one.
Let's see. Let's find that out. We know exactly the team Sasquatch, they start things off on attack, and Team Velocity on defensive side of things. You've seen that all the attacking players, they have huddled up all across in the A lobby area, trying to take this duel before those spots himself out. But Right to Ace and Hell, they bring two back. Drixo and AEZ, they open things up for Team Sasquatch as well. It's Chobs who actually goes in, takes on Right to Ace. It's 2-2 right now. Real quick, real early start to this game. The Astra, though, really low on HP. Deathmaker spots him, but will he push up, though? That's the question. They've retrieved the spike and they're falling back towards probably the B or the C site.
Oh, boy. That was a starting up really chaotic round towards A. Two players lost their lives early on at short. Then they got some kills back. It was just going back and forth. And now they've gone towards C. Side of Sasquatch and Velocity. Well, they're slowly creeping up to. Oh,
Nice.
Oh, I thought. Okay, never mind. I thought.
Are they?
Oh no, they.
Yes,
Oh, they
yes.
are. Oh, they are. Look at this. They're 200 IQing the side of Velocity already on the map of Haven with a pistol round. And this is something really interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because if they move towards B to try and find to clear out a couple of corners, they probably could find Marzo, but they're just walking straight in towards this A side, and they're gonna find it for free. Right to A, Deathmaker's probably going to be confirming that the A side is where they're going to be attacking, because C is clear and Chobs has taken out Marzel. So that's going to be a 1v2 now for the leading man himself, the MVP so far leading number one position. 1v2, can he pull it out early on in this Map of Haven, we're gonna have to find out. Looks in the direction. He's careful about every single corner. Takes out one, looks at the other, but did not expect him to be there.
The man, he spotted the Sova, but he's like, his reflexes just got better of him. He probably thought that there would be nobody, but the Sova was there. He was like, surprise! 2 players on the Heaven. But Team Squad, they played it out to perfection. I feel like it was a brain game for them to try and rotate all the way from the C side, coming in from spawn towards the A side and planting it. Catching Marzel off guard was probably the biggest key in that situation, Universe. I feel like had it been 2v2, it could have been very doable for Team Velocity, but catching Marzel off guard really gave them the edge. Once again, with upgraded weaponry and SMGs, Team Squad, they open things up. They're trying to explore the mid avenue right now. Vibor, though, will give away some information if he breaks this Cypher Tripwire. Oh, he doesn't. Little too low.
Oh no! Oh, they do. Oh, they do. Okay.
Guy.
Yeah,
Here comes
unfortunately.
Oh, dings! Deathmaker. Deathmaker, though, runs away, but how long can he run away from this? Not really much. LF pushes up with the classic, but of course, there is this guy who is gonna stabilize the team for the side of Team Squad. You can see that he's healing his team up right now. 2 players surviving from the side of Team Velocity, but with 4 players running in, all guns blazing with the SMGs, it's gonna be tough for them.
Yeah, I mean, it is an eco, so you can't really expect too much out of Velocity in this. It's a good thing that they've taken at least 1 person down. Maybe they're looking for another, and that could be easy if he's not too careful. But he's going to be throwing in that Astra smoke towards the Heaven position. So it's up to Marzo to find an opening, and he will. Marzo's dropped another, and that's a dangerous guy as well. Drixit, he goes down. Shock darts raining in. Chops wants to challenge this, and he's going straight for it. Marzo puts down his turret, and he's looking for some frags, and he's gonna get them. He's gonna get all of them. There's 1 last left. Time not too far gone. He could try to stick the defuse, but I think Zoid's too close to let him do that. He's gonna take him down, but I think Marzo has done his job of taking down 4 players. That's going to cost reinvestment. That's going to call for a definite economical hit for the side of Squad, as Velocity are going to get a healthy first buy.
Team Velocity, they look really, really good, especially Marcel over there. He was taken down. He was caught by surprise in the first round, but this man brought in a surprise of his own in the second round, hit Team Squad like a truck. He came in with a retrieved weapon. He got 4 kills away with it. That's not something which you do every single day. And Team Velocity, they did the job. I feel like that was a victory for them. That was an effective victory in terms of economy. And once again, right now with big guns, this team is more than prepared. Of course, just like you mentioned, it calls for reinvestment from the side of Team Squad. No bonus round for them. That means that no economic advantage, no economic superiority. If they lose this round, they will be in some sort of dumpsters at this point. They're still trying to explore the mid avenue. No map control as of yet. No real estate. Team Velocity just being extremely calm. No utilities baited out as of now. No smokes. Nothing. It's just a patient game, and we have already passed 20 seconds on the clock. TEAMXO takes away the Tiger, falls back to safety. Once again, trying to explore the ASUS area. The sky is going to give them some information. There is only 1 form of defense, and that is going to be Vibor. So that might be a potential attack towards the A side, but reinforcement comes in. Right, 2 aces back on the A side, and the spike is going towards the C side right now. Team Velocity playing this really calm. Vibor spots down Koki, takes him out comfortably. That was just a diversion. The real attack is on the C side. The Helef missed a few shots. 18 HP to work with. This guy has been completely tanked, and right now Team Squad, the move in Universe.
Oh, they are moving. They're going straight in. Drixit, he finds Helef in the air, but Marzo's good enough to take him out pretty quickly in the smoky place. And another he finds. Deathmaker is here to help him. Chops is going to find a trade, but Marzo's going to find a 3rd kill of the round, and that's going to be 7 kills in 2 rounds for Marzo. Sorry, 6 kills in 2 rounds for Marzo, as he is looking to be on a roll today. And Velocity put up round number 1.
They for sure they do, but right now, economy on the side of Team Squad doesn't really look all that pretty. Zoidu does have 4,000 plus creds, but nobody apart from him is really held in terms of the money. So that's going to be a problem. And Team Velocity effectively would be 2-2 in this one because, of course, they have the gunpowder at this point. Helef, though, was a little overwhelmed with all 4 players trying to move in towards the C side. But since they start funneling in all one by one, it just was easy for him to kind of dink few players and damage them quite a bit. And then Deathmaker and Marzel walking in was in, scavenge duty. He was cleaning up all those players comfortably. So to won the scorecard, I feel like Team Sasquatch, they have taken more of a slower approach, which of course I love, but haven't been using the utility and the resources to funnel or fuel the entry to a particular site. So that can be a problem for them in the long run. Of course, this was just... what 3 rounds right now? So with more rounds coming in, more full buy rounds coming in, I would love to see what Team Sasquatch have in store for us.
Indeed, as we have a small little technical pause right now. Unfortunately, we've had Trixit disconnect, and I think he's reconnected as well. We should be resuming pretty quickly. And yeah, I think the Velocity with this round, they should be confirming, level scores. At least that's what it looks like in terms of weaponry, because they've got a full buy. And on the side of Sasquatch is just a couple of pistols and 1 person on a Marshall. And Drixit wants to immediately try and make a difference over here with his knives, but Deathmaker, he is already living up to his name and finding all the kills that he can. He's not afraid of these fights, and right away he takes down the Blade Wielder as Deathmaker goes for a 3rd. And he pretty much cleans up this round. He'd want the 4th to try and rack up as many kills as possible, but he still hasn't checked their spawn. Vapor is going to get taken out of no scope coming in from Zoid, but Deathmaker around the corner finds his 4th, and it's going to be Velocity to get the 2nd on the board. And here's where the real game starts.
Pretty much ground zero for both the teams, but this would be a full buy round for both the teams, right? Team Sasquatch, though, not a lot of cash to work with. This would be a gamble for them. They need to win this round to even get close in terms of when it comes to ease with ecos. Their approach has been good, right? They have been trying to kind of flank out a few players. They have been trying to create diversion towards either one of the A side or the C side, and they're trying to explore mid, but they found no success, and that is what Team Velocity calls for, right? Team Velocity want Team Sasquatch to come right at them and break the defense apart. They've been very calm and very composed. You see nobody pushing up from A main or the C main corridors. It's just information play. They're just waiting for Team Sasquatch, and that is what makes you so paranoid. If you are on the Sasquatch camp, you would be like, well, what do we do right now? All these players are just basically sitting in their territory and not really making any mistakes. You won't commit mistakes to try and capitalize on them. But Team Velocity, they're just too experienced to do that, isn't it? Trixo spots out the Tiger. They have some sort of information that the Sky is playing out the A corridor. Sova rotating all the way. Zoidy has made his way towards Suwos as well. So this might look like an A hit, but the Jet is already on the backstab. Jetmaker can cause problems for them. The Cypher as well as Sky is holding back. It is going to be an interesting fight. Of course, Zoidy has been taking down, and Deathmaker falls back. He has done his job already. And Team Sasquatch, they are paranoid at this point of this lingering backstab.
Deathmaker doesn't really need to go for that fight anymore. He gives up his life. It's going to be a problem. So he's going to run away. Or he spots out Drixit, and he's going to take him out pretty easily. Swings wide, and that's going to be the kill for him. Koki, he's trying to find his way, but right to Ace is here. He's getting baited. And even though AZ is going to find 1 kill, this round's pretty much done and dusted. There's no time left. There's going to be no spaces to go in towards the safe side because there is a... Okay, never mind. They proved me wrong immediately, and somehow the side of Sasquatch make this work. Deathmaker trying to bait them out with this updraft.
Oh no!
And here they go into the side, and it is going to be
problematic.
No. Oh my god. Okay.
I almost got it screwed up.
Yeah, almost whiffed that. Went sideways, but it actually kind of did go sideways. 3 members died back to back, right to ways before in LF, even though they had the upper hand. And the plant went down, so that is a little bit of a costly round given away by not given away, taken by Velocity, but they lost a couple of weapons right there, so they're going to be forced to reinvest. It's not a problem, but I think it would hurt in the long run because you can see there's 2 players who are pretty healthy with their cash flow. 4 grand on Marzel, and 4 grand on Deathmaker as well. And because Deathmaker is going to drop a weapon, it's going to be another 4 on right to ace. But the other 2, they're going to have to be careful with how many times they can die in this first half.
Team Sus squad though, they're being strangled at this point from both ends. Deathmaker pushes up, pings AEZ out of existence comfortably. It is easy, of course, because of the weaponry advantage they have. Right to ace gets a picture of himself, Rick. So chops though with the sheriff. One taps the marshal, not really singing. Deathmaker makes his way towards the spike. He spots out one flare. That's gonna be the Cypher and takes him down. Koki is out. Chops. Not a second ding for you, no second kill. He's got 1 frag for his team, and that's about it. But Team Velocity keeping it really clean. I feel like 4 players surviving that round in eco and not really giving them the time to either plant the spike or get kills. It's good stuff from them. They're playing this clean. They're playing this real comfortably. It doesn't really look like Team Velocity is sweating. You know, most of the time, Deathmaker's push up from C long territory has been a problem for Team Sus squad right now. We haven't seen that in the first few rounds, but in the last 2, we have seen Deathmaker really successful in the C corridor, which is why Team Sus squad right now, they are second guessing themselves, trying to go towards the C side. Instead, they are focusing themselves on the A side right now. The Seekers are out. Shops really wants to push this. They want to invest in all the ultimates to probably make their way towards the A side, but look at the amount of utility that has been dropped in. The Nana Swarm, the alarm bot. Seekers does come in from the other camp too as well, but right now it's going to be important. Team BLT still trying to make their...
Oh my god.
Wait, was that a smoke trade? Like, one player inside smoke, they get... And like, all these trades go in left and right. I have just no clue what's happening. 2v2 at the end of it. Astra and Sova's surviving.
Oh my god, look at that!
Full gravity well, and Vibor just shuts down, cleans up Chops in that position. The gravity well was supremely genius, and now AEZ has invested the ultimate already. Needs to take this round for himself, but Health comes in from the backstab, proves who's the better Astra.
Unfortunate AEZ. He had to look at 2 angles, and obviously he's gonna have to look at only 1 at a time. And when the other player comes in, they're going to take him out from the back. It's going to be Velocity with number 5 on the board, as they look to be comfortable early on. As soon as they lost the first 2 rounds, they responded back here, Salty, and this is exactly what I was talking about. They shifted their lineup in the terms of play, who plays what, and they looked a lot more comfortable with this, composition last time they played Haven. And it looks like they're really comfortable this time around as well, as they're at this point bullying the side of Sus squad. Look at this. Oh my god. Okay, how is he allowed to get away with that? Why is nobody caring for a push? I know he went to put that camera for the push, but I think it just got a little too late. And now they're forcing their way in towards the A side. Flash is going back and forth. And look at this, right to ace. A 2-man spray down for him. And within seconds, the side of Sus squad have been completely dismantled to just 1 player. And he is a player with just a Spectre and a dream that I don't think is going to be fulfilled. But he is stuck in the corner where he can find 1 kill. Nope, it's not going to happen. Before it takes him out, number 6 on the board for Velocity. And another eco coming up for the side of Sus squad. Things are getting a lot more dicier for the boys of Sus squad, isn't it, Salty?
It's certainly dicey, but Team Velocity, they just transformed themselves. They were like Goku level 1, and then suddenly it's like Goku Ultra Instinct.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z fans.
Yeah, I am a Dragon Ball Z fan, and I'll agree with you on that one. I think they just went, like Super Saiyan God, and then it was just one after the other. They fall onto their rounds. It's blow after look at this.
What?
How is Deathmaker allowed to get away with stuff like this, dude?
This man is spamming the dash. He's probably misusing it for the best of his interests right now. Team Velocity. I mean, Deathmaker's pushing up. He's getting a kill in a split second, and he's dashing back. This is criminal. And Helef is pushed up so much into enemy territory. Look at the way they're strangling Team Sus squad. Sky, that is right to ace, is pushed up all the way towards the A corridor. Helef is pushed up C corridor. Deathmaker's pushing up, continuously pressuring the team from middle. He's about to get an ace for himself. 4 kills already. This team is...
I mean, please. Oh,
TEAMXO though. One taps one guy. Deathmaker already in position. TEAMXO gets 2 nice frags for himself. And Deathmaker finds his ace. This man is criminal, murdering down Team Sus squad. And once again, Team Velocity proved themselves that they are the top dogs in this map. It used to be their best map, and it once again looks to be back at their best.
Salty, you might just want to press tab and look at where Deathmaker's actually sitting.
What? 20?
Yeah, he is on 20 kills in 9 rounds, and he's double of anybody on the server. And this is just the first half, and it's not even complete. There's 3 more rounds to go, and this guy could probably... Well, now I have no idea how much he's going to get, because on the attacking side, he's going to be the main man to Velocity depend on. And he's again pushed up towards A, and he's got right to Ace with him. This is really bad. I think right to Ace, maybe he's gonna try and release his hound here. Oh boy, okay, right to Ace. That's not as optimal as. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Deathmaker is. I think he had his favorite breakfast today, and that's exactly why he's really happy with his aim. You know, he's been finding his aim for a couple of days now. You know, and he finally got it. Looks like he found it last night or this morning after breakfast or whenever he did. Good enough for Velocity. They're going to be banking upon it. And here's Marcel trying to find a difference. He's not going to get it though, but Helev's going to find one. And the Hunter's Fury from Rapport is actually going to take down one. Right to Ace is a name that usually comes in when you see those Hunter's Fury come in from Velocity. But it's good enough from Rapport as well.
We're so defaulted to say that if a Hunter's Fury comes in from VLT, it's going to be right to Ace. But right now it's Rapport, and he's doing an equally good job. Rapport. Nice recon. That was such a good diversion, but it's a 1v1 right now. TEAMXO finds Rapport, gets the 3rd round on board. This is still doable for Team Sus Squad. They found a good opening, right? They found a good opening in Garage. They found Marcel and traded back and forth with Helef and others. And that just caused Team VLT to kind of slow down a little bit. I feel like Deathmaker has been a very brute force in the C and the Garage territory, because he knows how to kind of, flank as well as be the central offense, the frontal offense for the side of Team Sus Squad. You try and explore mid territory, you have to take your fight against Deathmaker, which of course gets really, really difficult. But now that he has switched positions and is back towards the A side, they found an opening right now. Nonetheless, Team Sus Squad start once again, and TEAMXO looks to be pretty aggressive in this one. They have 3 players on the C side right now. Wouldn't really be easy, but through the smoke, TEAMXO is going to find Helef. Helef doesn't even know where that came from. Deathmaker once again is going to breach that tripwire, but fall back immediately. Not really sure Team Sus Squad, what are they planning at this point? They've given away some information towards the C side. They know that there might be Deathmaker towards the A side as well, but now they're trying to break open the B side. Deathmaker still on the backstab, but there are 2 players towards B, so it's...
Look at this guy.
It can be interesting.
He's already pushed up. Deathmaker, he's allowed so much space, and he's gonna cause problems. He misses the first couple, but he's not looking to miss the rest, because right to Ace, he's holding down the fort at B. Deathmaker finds one anyway, and AZ, he's stuck in a difficult position, and he's gonna get taken out of that difficult position, put out of his misery, as Chops is left yet again all alone, and he's got bullets being spammed his way, and of course it's Deathmaker yet again to find the kill.
You know what, Velocity, like, the way they're playing it, looks like they're playing with 6 guys instead of 5. Like, they're everywhere.
Deathmaker is equal to 2, huh?
Probably, but it's not just Deathmaker. Like, you look at the way Bibor is playing, you look at the way Right to Ace is playing and Marcel is playing, right? It's not just about the kills, right? The way they're spread out, the way they position themselves, Team Sus Squad, where do they go? Everywhere they go, they find at least like 1 or 2 guys present. That's how fast, that's how quick VLT have been through their sides and between their sides. They've also been quick in their backstab. Generally, what do we see, right? When players go in for backstab, the sides are left wide open and there's a lot of space in, but really they're so quick on this. Like, every single position where Team Sus Squad will go, they'll find 1 or 2 players. Deathmaker, the one this time around, is gonna find a taste of his own medicine right now. He says NS. TEAMXO just walks up straight. Marcel, what was that? Right to Ace, who puts an end to his misery. Seekers coming, Helef gets away with it, but it's all Garage. But right now, Garage control has been established for Sus Squad. Helef pushes back, but he has a good positioning. He can kind of win all these duels individually, isolates those players and gets away all of them. This man is insane, and we know it. You called it out last time out, and I'm not gonna make the same mistake once again.
Switching sides.
Yeah, he loves playing that position, by the way. Back of C side, in under, next to that generator position. Puts a smoke straight in the center of C so that they don't cross it, and then he goes around to playing his own smoke. And then he keeps switching up his position on, in that right side corner of the C side. That should be, you know, marked as Helef's spot now because of how good he is, how many kills he finds on the back there.
Helef stand.
Yeah, the Helef stand. It's it's really dangerous for you to wander around there, and you might as well lose your head. So be careful. Maybe wear a helmet when you go there, but even that's probably not going to protect you. So, well, it is a 93 half, and Velocity are on top of it. And well, we know the curse at scoreline sometimes has actually worked against them. Is it going to work against this time? Is going to be a question because Deathmaker, with the way he's playing, he needs to find a couple of frags, and Drix has actually heard so much sound that he's gonna move out of the smoke, and he actually gets the kill. He's gonna pull a Deathmaker onto VLT, and he's gonna give a advantage to his team in terms of men, and that's gonna mean no gravity wells either this time for post-plant positions as Velocity prepare for this hold.
Whoa. Deathmaker, though, is just waiting for the players to pop off. He knows exactly where the spike is planted. AEZ inside has found a few kills of his own right to Ease and before.
Oh, boy.
All of these guys, they're doing some good jobs right now.
Okay, they're just doing kill after kill after kill. They're finding everything. And Deathmaker's gonna find another headshot. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Velocity win the pistol. And the curse, well, it doesn't look likely to be affecting them so far. The only thing to be considering here, though, is that round could have actually gone a little awry because I love the approach from Velocity. They've done this, you know, multiple times before, the B side, but Drixit's early kill could have actually given the side of Susquat some ground to play with. They didn't really capitalize on it. Nobody came in for a flank as such, which I think should have happened. I really think somebody should have come in for a flank, and maybe they would have had some ground that they could have covered up, you know, coming on the flank. But hey, what's happened, and now Susquad got to fight for their lives. Koki, oh, he took that unnecessary damage, and he's gonna have to, oh, he's gonna get spotted as well. And Marza's gonna be able to take him out pretty easily as Velocity run in towards the A side. Marzel and Vapora leading the charge here. They don't need Deathmaker to do the entries. They've got themselves to do the entries. As we have a 2v5 situation where Zoid has already lost a big chunk of his life, and Drixit, well, as many avenues as he can explore with his Sheriff, I'm not quite sure if he's going to find too much success. Because Velocity are pushing in, and they're pushing in hard, and guess who it is? It has to be Deathmaker. It has to be Deathmaker, but he gets blinded by his own teammate, unfortunately. And it is going to be the side of Velocity to put up number 11 on the board here. Ladies and gentlemen, we could already be looking at the end of this map. It is not looking too good for a Sus Squad, not looking good at all. Really unfortunate, to be honest. I really thought Haven would be somewhat of a competitive match, something that Velocity would, you know, probably let slip away at some point, give a couple of rounds away. And this could be one of them, to be honest. I really think that with this full buy coming in, Chops and Co. could get a little bit of an advantage to put up number 4. Unless Velocity has something to say about. Look at that. Oh my god, he finds a kill. That's going to be the start of something at least. They get some ground to play with. They are moving around. Velocity, they pull back too, though. That's interesting stuff. 3 versus 4. Man advantage attained, as well as ground control. They're on the C side. Deathmaker's been heard making this rotation as he has a spike. And so much chaos in terms of positionary disadvantages for these players. And Deathmaker, he's actually going to go towards A. They pulled a bamboozle on the side of Susquad as Vapor is taking control of A. It's going to be a spike plant on towards A. And for sure, in this 2v3 situation where they've lost a couple of players, make that a 2v2 as Vapor immediately proves me wrong. It's going to be Velocity to try and hold out for as long as possible. As Vapor throws out his drone, spots out one player, and they're actually going to look to push the situation here. That's interesting approach. I love this from Velocity. Deathmaker is in a good position as well, and he's probably going to tap this head. No, he's not. His taps don't work out this time, but Vapor's going to find a running gun spray on towards the player under Heaven, but he's not going to find Zoid as Zoid puts up the 4th on the board. And it's going to be a 4K for him and the 4th round for the side of Susquad as they continue to try and make a comeback happen. This is the first round for them in ages. As Velocity, they're going to be okay with that bonus round going out because they made them drop 4 weapons, and that's reinvestment cost that's going to probably hurt them a lot because you can see it. They're playing on Spectres now, the side of Sus Squad. 3 Spectres, 2 players on Vandal and Phantom, but even the Vandal person, that is Drixid, has a half armor. Let's see how it's gonna go though. Velocity, they're yet again on the back foot here. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sus Squad are on the back foot here. As Velocity have everything they need to work with. Deathmaker has his knives out as well. Oh boy. It's gonna be an interesting round. Drixit is in a rather inconspicuous position. They could go unchecked if they Velocity just think about the B side instead of taking that corner. But for now, nobody's actually attracted towards B. So with these Seekers, they have an idea that they're outside garage, but nothing more. Nothing at all information-wise for the side of Sus Squad. And there's a dink and there's a kill. Zoid capitalizes. Marzo comes back to the rescue. He finds a trade. And here come the Seekers from Velocity. And now they have an idea that there's only one player towards the A side. And they're actually running right behind that Seeker. The Cabbage is leading them. And it is going to be taking them to an empty side where Koki, well, there's nothing he can do. Gets hit by the Seeker, and he's going to stay right back because he knows he cannot take these fights as we go into this post-plan position. And a retake that really isn't favoring the side of Sus Squad. Alright, Recon looking to try and find some information. Not going to be allowed, though. Velocity know too much to let these kind of plays happen. Right to waste, though. He goes down. He gets pulled in. Deathmaker, Marzo pull 2 back. They build 4 back. And Velocity, what did you do? How did you pull that one out? Match point for the boys in black and yellow. As a beautiful round comes in from them thanks to Marzel and Deathmaker's clutches. My word, it doesn't look like the boys in Sus Squad are having a good game today. Koki still on 1 kill from the beginning of his term in this match. It's just unfortunate to see this happen. Oh boy, what can we expect now? It is a full-on desperate force buy for the defensive side, whereas Velocity, they're comfortable with everything they've got. And Deathmaker, he's raring to go. He's raring to find kills after kills. It doesn't even matter that he's been detected. It doesn't matter that he's been tagged. He doesn't care. He just wants to find another ace probably at this point. He's up to 28. He wants to drop the 30 bomb. And if he is going to do it, it looks like the case. He's looking for 29. Make that 30. And this is the end of Sus Squad on Haven. 31, not gonna happen, but right to it, he's done his job. And that's all what she said, ladies and gentlemen. That's all what she wrote. And that is gonna be the end of Sus Squad on Haven. As Deathmaker finishes it off with a classy 30k. And it is gonna be right to ace to shut it all down. Velocity Gaming win out the map of Haven. 13-4, and a dominating victory for the boys of Black and Yellow even. Absolutely beautiful stuff from them. Domination through and through. They have done a brilliant job. Let's just move into the match highlights and have a look at what's happening, because I think unfortunately Salty has disconnected. My wingman here is not going to be available to me because oh wait, I think he's back. Salty, are you there? Nah, Salty's not there. Never mind, guys. I'm gonna have to just take it on by myself. As to be honest, I wouldn't even call this match highlights. I would probably call this just a Velocity Gaming highlights with a touch of probably Drixit plays that came in every now and then. Drixit was the only one who tried to maybe, make a difference on the side of Sus Squad. He had 16 kills, and he's actually on par with 2 Velocity players, Marzel and Right to Ace. But that doesn't matter, does it? Because the star of today's show was Deathmaker and DM King. What we all have seen to be true, what we all have seen in the last couple of months has finally come and lived up to his name. We all love him. We all know how good he is, and today he proved it. 30 kills, man, in just 17 rounds. Crazy. That's almost a 2 per round kill ratio for him. My word, what more can you say about this guy? He has his current death ratio is about 3.1. And that is something that says a lot, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Because from the beginning until the end, the side of Sus Squad, well, they did their first 2 rounds were probably their best. After that, it was just stomp after stomp after stomp. There was nothing that they did that Velocity couldn't counter. There was nothing that Velocity did that Sus Squad could handle. And because of that, we're seeing the scoreline right in front of our eyes, 13-4. The Kings of Haven are back into play, ladies and gentlemen. And I couldn't be happier because watching Velocity win is a personal, sort of happiness for me because they are my favorite team. And looking forward to Breeze, I think this could be a quick 2-0. And I think we're going to have to take a break now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go and figure out what the hell happened to Salty and his connection issues because it's not just the players that go through them. We do too. As Velocity prepare for Breeze and Sus Squad, well, it's only up to them to decide whether or not they can make a difference in this game. Because if they want to make a comeback, if they want to let a glimmer of comeback happen, if they want it to happen, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of determination because Velocity are at the top of their game and they're going to have a huge task ahead of them. Sus Squad, I'm not quite sure how it's going to go down for them, ladies and gentlemen, but it definitely is going to be a thing of marvel if they pull out a comeback from this point on, because Breeze is something that, well, Velocity are kings of, as good as they are on Haven. It looks like they're back on Haven at the best of terms, and Breeze is something that never went away from them. So, yeah, it's something that we really can be looking forward to. A quick 2-0 could be on the cards here, unfortunately for Sus Squad, because the only way they can make a comeback is probably get a first round half, maybe 8-4 against Velocity, which is a mammoth of a task. So let's see how the underdogs perform here, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the break. And we're going to be back real shortly with the LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, apparel partner 656, and accessories partner Cosmic Byte. Don't go anywhere. Is Velocity going to 2-0 this? It looks most likely like it, but if a comeback happens, we sure want you to stick by. So we're going to be right back to watch what happens.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, apparel partner 656, and accessories partner Cosmic Bite. Well, it had been an amazing match, pretty much the end of which Salty completely missed most of it, unfortunately, due to his
internet gods.
issue. And I had to go into F1 mode right there. I had to just run through everything.
Don't worry,
but he's
Universe,
back.
I got you.
Yeah,
I
he's
got you
back
this
now.
time.
Yeah. Now you gotta take over Breeze because it is gonna be not that much of a breeze. It's probably gonna be a gust here. So let's have a look at the map.
Storm.
Yeah, a storm indeed. Let's have a look at the map agent selections as we quickly dive into the game, ladies and gentlemen. As Velocity, they've already got for their picks. Insta lockers. Oh my God, Velocity. Damn, Insta lockers. Who likes them, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, more of a stable pick, I guess. No surprises over there. Mars is playing the Sky. Right to is back to Sova. Helef is playing Cypher, and Vibor is playing a Viper. Interesting pick, actually. Deathmake, of course, with the Jet. Tell me, Universe, how many kills did he have at the end of the last game?
30
plus?
Yeah, 30.
Okay,
Yeah, 30.
okay.
Oh boy. It looks like it's happened again. It looks like it's gonna be Salty leaving me by my side, I think. I think he's lost his connectivity yet again, but that's okay. I'm right here, ladies and gentlemen. I am right here as we see AZ locking that Viper. Drake said yet again with that Jet, and it looks like these guys are going for a double duelist setup here. Chobbs is picking up a Reyna, which is an interesting affair right here because that gives them a little bit of a lesser informational play because the side of Salty's back, yay, let's go. Velocity have got a double initiator set up, and the side of the Sus Squad have got a single initiator, which is the Sky. So I don't know how that's gonna be working out in their favor. I don't know if the Reyna is gonna be proving to be useful in this situation because I really believe that Breeze is a map of informational plays, and I think Sova and Sky have a much better trajectory of success than you would see a Reyna, right? Because
Yeah.
a Jet, I believe, is more than enough for a single duelist fulfilling role. I think there's a guy that can help out with the secondary duelist role, which is going to be Marzo, which he does with any agent he plays anyway. When he plays as a Killjoy, he acts as a battle sentinel. He moves in for the attack. He helps Deathmaker out during these first peaks. And he's going to do the same here now as Sky as well, because he can set himself up for flashes, informational plays for his team, as well as Right to Waste being right there with his Sova is going to be able to make ease of life for them because, well, his recon, his shock darts, as well as his drone is going to allow them to play on the back of a lot more precision type of plays. You know what I mean? Oh,
Precision.
Okay. Talk about precision. And Drix has found 2 out of... How the hell did he get away with that?
No clue that. No clue over there though. Helep still trying to lurk all his way in mid. The gods of internet are certainly not looking up on me. I hope the gods of Valorant are looking up on Team Sus Squad right now.
Certainly, they should be. So right now, we have got a early advantage for the boys of Sus Squad, and Chobbs is just going to add on to that, holding right behind this tripwire. It's not going to break it. He tried to, and he's still lingering around here, and LF could find his head. It's not going to happen. Chobbs finds him. It's going to be Right to Waste left all alone, and he spots out one, hits a shot, misses it though, and he's going to give away his life. A flawless pistol round coming in for Sus Squad, just the kind of start they need. But not to forget, Salty, this is exactly what they had last time around. They found 2 rounds, and then it was, well, to put it easily, the destruction.
Typical VLT. Typical VLT, giving away the first 2 rounds and letting the opposition think like, well, we're safe. We have a safety net to fall back on. And then suddenly they bring out the big guns and they're like, play the anonymous music track.
Yeah,
Nonetheless, Deathmaker. Yeah. Okay. Good start. Good start with the Marshal. He's
back.
Sure is back. Sending back 1 player to grave. At this point, VLT though, just trying to explore halls. Chobbs, hero of the last round, triple kill for him. Takes down Vibor. Also disables a flash. Will he get Mars in? That's the question. Yes, he does. The Reyna really delivering at this point, taking 2 players down in exchange of 1. VLT, 3 players completely separate. Deathmaker just being a mere distraction at this point because the spike is traveling slowly towards the B side. They are in tunnels, but it's interesting how they can proceed towards the B side. There is no defense. There is one guy who's playing Nest. Few players trying to lurk around mid, trying to stop potential attack coming in. Right to Ace. No. He's not checking Nest. With a classic. Right click comes through, and he's going to pick up Ghost. Koki, though, will be right-clicked out of existence. Oblivion for Chobi because he gets 3k for him. Bulldog comes out for easy as he gets another one for him. It's 2v1 right now. It's still doable for Team VLT. But Helef,
30 seconds left.
Universe taught me one thing in casting, that is to never doubt Helef and his capabilities once again. Yes, exactly, it's happening. Chobbs is at 13 HP. Does have the 2 flashes to work with, but he was right underneath him. He hears all the footsteps. He knows it's going to be an A hit. He comes in from bridge. It is going to be a problem. It for sure is going to be a problem. Does have the ghost for those long range tools. And he finds him. Chobbs with a quad kill in this one. He's got 7 kills in the last 2 rounds. And this man has transformed rounds on the back of himself. He's carrying his team like a bulldozer right now. But for sure, we've all doubted Reyna and his presence in the map of Breeze. You know, the utility kit not that versatile, but of course with a player like Chobbs carrying it, can sure be useful for any team.
him being on the duelist role has really helped him step up a bit. And a good step up as well, as they now look to push towards the A main. And oh boy, this is going to be interesting. They're going straight in for this as Chops runs straight in, but Deathmaker, he's going to say no entry for you, my friend. We're coming towards you. And Drixon, he eats bullets and he's going to get taken out by Marcel. The flash comes in, but Velocity don't care because they've got 5 players and they are going to cover each other's backs and fronts. And as a result, you can see it's a 5v2. And they're finding one after the other. They keep dropping like dominoes. And now, with the last player standing, Koki, he's not been having a great game. He hasn't had a great start of this one either. Velocity put number 1 on the board as you would expect. And
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 it is.
I'm not superstitious, ladies and gentlemen, but just saying. First game, 2-1. What was the final result, Universe?
13-4. I mean,
I'm not superstitious.
Superstition is a thing that I think Velocity would believe in right now, because they would want to do exactly what happened last map. But I think, you know, if you consider everything the way that it was last map, this time around they have a difference. That is a double duelist setup, which could be useful. And Chops immediately being spotted out. LF knows he's not going to peek out. Marcel knows he's been pushed back. And here's Deathmaker with the operator.
Once again.
Once again. Now Marcel is going to find an easy kill. There it is. Chops absolutely expecting nothing from mid. Vibor is going to take down AEZ as the snake bite is good enough for the kill. And Koki, again, he's left alone with his teammate coming in on the backstab. And he's coming in towards Halls, and Drix is definitely not going to be moving across that tripwire. He's trying to jump through it, maybe. Decides against it, takes out the tripwire. Now it's going to be Marzo to try and kill off Koki, and he will. Drix it. Towards mid he is, and towards mid he's being spotted, and the Vapor comes out to take him out. Now's the real fight where it begins. Again, it's so far it's been deja vu, ladies and gentlemen. So far it's been the same thing what we saw in the first map. And I think it's time for the side of Squad to maybe try and do something different. Now, the one thing I do want to point out, Salty, is the fact that they have a Killjoy, right? Which, by the way, I don't think anybody picks on Breeze just because of the sheer range of its utility, right? Because no matter how good Killjoy is, the lockdown is practically useless here because, well, it doesn't cover up the entire site. At no point on retake or on post plan does it cover for an entire site. And that's just unfortunately, well, useless.
Makes a lot of sense, of course, but so I do. Finally finding redemption against Deathmaker. He was murdered for 2 consecutive rounds on the A side, right to A, so finds an AEZ who's been caught with his pants down. Zoidu gets a double for himself. We'll talk about the agent selection a little bit. I have my own analysis, but Vibor, of course, is having his own. He is isolating these players and murdering them one by one. Cleans up another 2 of his own. Marzel, though, his skull will be broken empty. Koki getting one of his own. Helef is in deep enemy territory. Finds one, but won't be able to find the trade. Zoidu gets a 3rd for himself. Vibor, the last one standing. Of course, he has a very difficult job in hand. That is to isolate those players. Zoidu is quite low on HP. Cleans him up. 1v1 right now. Just like you mentioned, the Viper's Pit. It's a very useful utility in certain situations, and I'm not really sure if the KJ is really capable enough of tanking it. For the side of Team Squad, right, Breeze it's inexperienced for them. They haven't been playing this map quite a while. You look at their lineup, right, a double duelist setup, especially Arena and a Jet. You know that this team is banking upon individual kills. This team does not really want to play as a unit right now. And of course, Jobs did some of that heavy lifting for the team in the first 2 rounds. You know, players who are individually sufficient to get kills, and that is what he wants, right? You get kills, you heal yourself up, you bank upon those 1v1s, you bank upon those 1v2s, which you can potentially win with a duelist. But as a unit, as a team trying to win it, it's just not there. Of course, picking the KJ was a mistake. Maybe they could have gone with double initiator setup, but of course they might not know the Sova lineups. Nonetheless, it does not really matter because Team BLT, they've made their way in. They are all inside the enemy territory right now. Team Sasquad, they're standing like statues at this point with sheriffs. Can't really do anything about it. Seekers do come out. Investment in eco round right now, not really understandable. Seekers, of course, come in on the back of 2 trades for the team, for the side of Team Sasquad. Chobs as well as other players. They get 2 kills. Once again, the Marshal as well as guns go blazing. Marzel gets a 3 of his own before finds a frag. Marzel gets a quad, and Team VLT come in from rock bottom. They lost 2 players early on in this round, which shouldn't really have. They had so much map control, so much real estate. Couldn't get back to post-plant positions because they wanted to, get in those duels, wanted to get in those fights for themselves, increase their kill numbers, but that didn't happen. Team Sasquad, they hit back with 2 amazing shots, but then there was Marzel, and Marzel happened. Just like you mentioned, it's deja vu. He got a quad kill in a similar situation last map. Remember, Universe?
I sure do. And this is exactly where it's heading to, it looks like as well. It's getting a little bit interesting for Sasquad to try and work things out, as now they have to defend B. And look at how they've swarmed over this side, Velocity. Deathmaker finds Drixit, and somehow Koki's still here, and he's gonna go down as well. Surviving for too long, he's just gonna get, thrown in his face a bullet. And yeah, at this point, what more can you expect? What more can you do? Plan's gone down, everything's happened. And Chobs and AZ are left in the situation where they're going to be forced to save these 2 Vandals that they have in their hands. Unless Velocity somehow come and find them even here. Moving in towards mid, AZ actually finds Deathmaker, but Vapor's come here for the trade. And there it is. Chobs is going to drop another weapon, but Helev's here to clean up the duty. As 2 to 5 we go up for Velocity. And yeah, Sasquad, well, they're not really having the greatest of times. They are simply repeating what exactly happened on the first map here, Salty, and that's just not looking pretty. Okay, I think Salty's gone yet again. Unfortunately, it is a disconnection problem that we all face. And this is a bad day for my man Salty. But hey, it's okay. We're going to continue on with this. And we're going to look at Velocity, try and make things work towards A now. Drix has been found out in this rather unusual position, but Deathmaker, he's going to be taking down 1. Zoid will find a return, but he's got another. No, Drix is going to be the one to find it. Before going for the transfer of spray with a Vandal, not the most ideal weapon for a spray transfer to be made, as Velocity are left in the 2v2 now. Koki, he's got a Spectre to work with, and right to Ace is right around the corner, and he eats a bullet straight to the head. Helef needs to come in, and he needs to come in now because he's gonna get a little bit interesting, a little difficult for right to Ace. He somehow struggles to find a kill, and it's now up to AZ. He's being eaten up in his own snake bite. And now it's a fight between 2 people of low life, and it's gonna be the lower life of right to Ace to come on top. 4 HP he's left down to 1 bullet that connected to his body, and because he was 44 HP, he looks to survive that, and it is gonna be the end of that round. 6-2, ladies and gentlemen, as the side of Velocity continue to dominate, continue to put up round after round. And no matter if it is a clutch situation, 1v1, 2v1, Velocity still come out on top. Phew! Well, this is looking like it's going to be a same situation ending kind of game for both of these teams. Unless something to say. Chobs giving up some just random shots, thinking maybe one will connect, but nothing's going to. Velocity running towards B, and it's open with just 1 kill, and there's nothing they can do about it. They know that there's players towards that defender side spawn as well. as Marzel clears up a lot of ground for his team. He spots out 2 players. That's gonna be probably the end of this. Hella finds Drixit as well. And no matter what the side of Sasquatch do, Deathmaker's not gonna stop his decimation. Hold on with the Phantom in his hand, and Marzel's gonna clean him up. He's gonna tell him, you don't need to have even that in the after roll, my friend. It's gonna be the end of your term. 7-2 we go, ladies and gentlemen. Velocity's domination is one to be admired.
And I'm back.
And Salty's back, so that's one to admire.
Oh my god. Internet and Velocity. Both of them have been pretty dicey. They start off a little scratchy, but then once they get in top form, they're like F1 cars. You get the analogy? You get the analogy? Tell me you get the analogy.
Yeah,
Drixo,
I do.
Wait, oh my
what?
god, Drixo! He
One
finds
tap back and forth.
He finds Deathmaker, but this one guy finds him back. Koki though is on a scavenge duty. He finds Halef as well. It's 2v3 right now. It's a 2v4 right now. Chops finds VLT's Vibor. At this point, I guess Marzel needs to fall back and probably rethink his strategy, but this Viper is already in enemy territory. AZ, bad stuff. Wait, Marzel just ignores AZ?
I mean, I guess maybe he just wants to focus on what's in front of him, you know? Look forward to things, not behind you.
Not behind you. Makes a lot of sense.
But now I think that you can consider one thing, you know? So I'll say this is the exact same scoreline. This is exactly how it went down. It was 7-3. Exactly. It was 6-2. It was 7-2. It became 7-3. And now it looks like it could be 8-3. And then 9-3 again as well. It just depends on Velocity and how they run their composition in these rounds. As they move towards A yet again from mid and A main. And Koki's having a lot of pressure. And he's going to eat a bullet. And look at this. AZ, unfortunate positioning for my man. He does not even look towards the recon to try and maybe take it out. He's just crawling towards the side where he thought he could get away. And Deathmaker is just taking out player after player after player. And another race. Go on, Deathmaker, get it. Go on, Deathmaker. No, he's denied. But Marzel's right around the corner. Helps him take it out. And it's going to be 8-3, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what happened on Haven. And it looks like Breeze is going to be no different after all.
I have no clue. I'm not really sure how this works, but this is scary. This has eerie similarities. This is not how it's supposed to be. Well, for sure, Team Sasquatch, they have the means to change it. There are 4 ultimates, of course, 2 of which can be very important. They have the lockdown, which if positioned perfectly can cover almost 80% of one side. They have the Seekers as well. They've brought in the Blade Storm really early, and AZ is positioned with the AWP. He will be pushed back with the Ultra, and then all 4 players from Team BLT will try and funnel in. Deathmaker will be eliminated. AZ once again trying to reposition himself. Players do come in. Reinforcements came in from the side of Team Sasquatch. They're just waiting for the plant to go down. Viper Spit comes through as well, but no frags. Drixo yet to initiate something. He does have this Stinger, the poverty weapon. Koki running.
Look at how Koki's burning alive.
Vibor getting two of his own. AZ finds Vibor as well.
Oh my god, it's come down, it's come closer. It's 3v2, an advantage for the side of Sasquatch as they've got a little extra men, but they take out the diffuser, and Helef's left alone in a 1v1 against Zoid, and he knows what to play. He just needs to get this wallbang coming in. He wants the headshot, but he's gonna land the body and he's gonna finish it. And Helef takes a selfie to finish it all.
Oh my god, Team Sasquatch, they did everything. The Jet had to buy a poverty weapon for himself, the Stinger, the poor Stinger, and try to play upon the Blade Storm, but nothing worked. The Viper Spit, the Poison Cloud, as well as the Snake Bites. We saw how Vibor was struggling. It was all green in the east side. There was the lockdown. There were a lot of ultimates invested, but nothing just worked. Team VLT. In times of adversity, they always find themselves. I want to travel to this beach one day, though. Only if it existed in real life.
Really? What if it actually does though? What if, you know, Riot actually pulled it off some real world POI?
Whoa. Then
know-
probably give us the location and we'll travel?
No, why would they do that? Why would they do that? It's top secret, you know. It's top secret.
Makes
Right,
sense.
like how Vigor needs to keep his location as top secret, but he's been spotted out, and he's gonna get taken down as well. Marzo finds one, and it looks like this pistol could get away from them, and now they're just playing open
planted.
sesame, closed sesame with the door. Hello finds two, and that's an opening, ladies and gentlemen. Marzo shuts the door yet again, and all they need to do is find this one kill, and they do, and they're gonna shut down the door. And Hellef, what the hell have you done? Velocity, how did you pull that one out of the bag? There's no way that just happened.
I have no clue what Marcel was doing with the door.
He's just open sesame, closed sesame. He just did not want to let that guy get out of that position. That was perfect. That was perfect. It was meme-ish, but it was perfect.
It was like the metro terrain draw, right? The moment it tries to close, you put your foot in right in front of it and it opens once again, and then it closes and you put your foot once again. Like, it makes no sense. He was distracting Sasquatch players so much, and then hell out of nowhere. I have no clue how did he get his first two kills in pyramids, but the last two, like the tap on the sky and then the final frag in halls was supreme. This guy oozes class. Every single round he plays, every single round he clutches, this guy oozes class, just like Marzel does. Zoidu. This man has probably been one tapped out of existence more time than anybody else in this game so far. Deathmaker does similar to TEAMXO. This team is being tortured right now. Sasquatch, they're struggling. Vibor drives by AZ. Deathmaker has been caught off guard with his pants down. Koki kind of punishes him for it, but right to Ace is going to take down Chops in return. Koki, the last one standing, and he is going to get tapped once again. Hellef, a chef's kiss from him, and Team VLT, they're just rolling. They're just rolling off the charts right now. 11-3 the scorecard, and yeah, it's the same torture that they gave them in the last map. They're playing Squid Games with Sasquatch right now. Green light, you get a round for yourself. Red light, all of you go down. You're eliminated.
Oh my god, okay, so we're making Squid Game references now, huh?
I have no idea I pulled that reference. I did not pre-plan that, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, but Chobby actually pre-planned this push and gets Marzel in return.
Well, he does. Then Deathmaker's right here, and he's looking for one. He has too many angles to look at, and Drix is gonna find the better of him. As Velocity, all in this bonus round, they look to try and cause damage, and they probably will LF. He's looking in a direction. He's aware of the fact that somebody could be here. What a one-tap from him. Another one-tap from LF. And he's brought it down to a 2v2, and that ultimate is going to allow him so much information. He picks up a Vandal as well, and Vibor's right here. So this is doable indeed. This is a doable situation that Velocity could, well, pretty easily take control of. The Nano Swarm is right in front of him, so he should be looking to take it down. No, this is not happening. No. Oh, wow. Okay, that just happened. Okay.
This is not just doable. This is like 100% situation. This is a 100% win-win situation for VLT, especially when Helep is tapping people to other dimensions. Like, how do you do that? He walks in with a Guardian, a weapon that has only one firing mode, and that's single. It fires single bullets, and with 2 shots, he takes away the skull of 2 players. It isn't even like they were like some kind of lineups or something. He flicks both of them. He also taps the last player who was trying to get him while he was trying to fuse. Vibor drives by one guy out of existence. Like, this is insane what this team is pulling right now. Team VLT. They're out of control at this point. They're feeling themselves.
Oh yeah, but this mid push from Deathmaker wields a lot of... Oh my god, okay, he almost break down too, and Marzel said, no, I'm not gonna let you get this ace. And nobody's gonna stop him. Nobody's gonna stop VLT. 13-3, a much better victory than what they had on Haven. Velocity show what domination is personified as, and it is their team.
I have no clue. Like, for sure, Haven looked a little competitive, right? I mean, as compared to Breeze, it felt like they were still doing something in the map of Haven, but in the map of Breeze, it was just like you get in a bulldozer and you just run across our squad, and there's nothing that they can basically do about it. Like, they were in control from the start to the end.
Indeed.
Universe.
Indeed, they were. And let's.
Sasquatch got 2 rounds in the first 2, and after that they just got 1. Like
Yeah.
it's dark.
Yeah, I thought there's probably going to be another 13-4, exactly how Haven turned out. But Velocity said, nah, we're going to do you one better. We're going to take out that 4, make it 3, and just have a better victory on our map as we head into match highlights, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to have, well, at this point, I have nothing of, value to say because I think everything of value is in front of our screens. And the value is the team of Velocity. I mean, what can you say about a team that is so good, so goddamn good that you just can't push further than the first 2 rounds that you get on the back of it, right? You get 2, and then exactly when it's 7-2, you put up a third, and that's exactly what happened on both the maps, by the way. And when you look for the fourth, it doesn't happen on Breeze because Velocity say no, and they say no loud and clear. Even when there are situations like these where they had a man disadvantage, there was always somebody who came out on top. Like rounds like these, it was Marzo. 1,
Yeah.
make it a 2, that's kind of follow up, and make it a 3 as well. And just like that, he's gonna even get a 4th. Somebody steps up from Velocity. It doesn't have to be a one particular person. It could be Deathmaker, it could be Marzel, it could be Helef, it could be Vibor, it could be Right to Waste, it could be any one of those 5, and they make it work. But I think I'm gonna have to give the credit of, I think the mastermind of Velocity's success on Breeze is Helef. I have to give credit to that man. He and his mid-round lurks and his mid-round calls of himself being in positions where he can cause so much damage. He's such a sneaky little ninja when it comes to playing Breeze that no team honestly has ever any idea about where he could be.
He can sneak in, but he can also tap you out of existence. Like his gunshots, his gunfights were impeccable. There is nothing that you can basically do about it. When there's a guy who can practically take you out with 1 bullet without having no information where you are, how can you take a fight against him? For sure. I mean, every single one of Team Sasquatch's players are also good aimers, but that's the difference, right? Team Velocity, they have good aim, they have coordination along with it, they've got strategies as well, and they've got the individual prowess to transfer or probably convert rounds which probably aren't even theirs. We'll have a look at the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen. It's a brutal beating coming down from Velocity against Sasquatch. We talked about how Sasquatch could potentially take 1 map, which could be Haven, but it seems like Velocity have got their touch back on the map of Haven, and everything is just working for them. Deathmaker being the MVP, no surprise there. 30 kills in the first game, 17 in the second one. Probably not up to his mark, Universe. I guess he hasn't done enough. A 330 AC is just 330? Probably should have been over 400. But Helef with 19
No, it should have been
kills.
1,000.
Yeah, absolutely. 1,000 is the goal, ladies and gentlemen. But Helef with 19 kills, Vibor with 14, Marzel with 12, and Right to Ace with 8. They didn't really need a lot of kills to work with because this game just ran 16 rounds.
Yeah, indeed. The previous one was 17, this one was 16. And Deathmaker and Helef ran the show on this one. Vibor added on as well. He got a couple of clutch rounds himself. And Marzo, well, he was there as a support. He was always there with Deathmaker, trying to make things work. Flashes, Hound, information. And Right to Ace, probably like a proud elder brother figure, was looking at all of these players. Just go on, get these kills, finish off the game yourselves. I'm just going to sit back and relax for this one. And, even though he's got just 8 kills, his contribution is definitely valued. Those recons and all drones gave them necessary information for their duelist to run in, for Marzel to go in and support that duelist, and for them to finish off the scorelines as we see it. 13-4, 13-3. Split was never even considered to be an option. Velocity pull out a dominating 2-0, and they go right on back on top of the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way they're playing right now, and considering that they've fixed up their Haven shenanigans, Team VLT, they look to be going through the group stages unbeaten. There is no surprise if they probably keep it a 0 on their loss column. But nonetheless, the wins should be 7. They have got a lot of points already. They are back on the table, number 1 spot, just like you mentioned. And with that being said, we'll have a look at the group standings. We are already theory crafting about it. Team Squad might be taking a hit in terms of their playoff dreams. Can be a little too late because they probably have played 4 games already. FSESports, ENIGMA, Weird Esports, Only Friends, as well as Salt Esports. All of these teams have a chance for those number 3 and number 4 slots. Squad and Reckoning, it probably is a little too late for them. For sure, they can make differences, but at this point, I feel like they have to depend on performances of other teams to, consider even qualifying for the playoffs. But Velocity,
Yeah.
FS, and Enigma, they probably are really safe at this point. Enigma not that much, but Velocity and FS for sure they are, with 8 and 7 points respectively.
Indeed, I think we can probably see the top 2 finish off the way it is, unless Enigma, they come up suddenly out of nowhere and they put in the work for themselves to finish along with Velocity in the top 2, which FSESports for sure is gonna try to compete for. But for now, we can probably see number 1 position remain constant. Velocity, they have put on a performance just as similar as season 1, just as dominant as they were in the group stages. They could go again the entire group stages unbeaten. They've got 3 more matches to play, and it is going to be an interesting one. But the rest of the group is looking to shape up as well, because Enigma, Weird, Only Friends, and Salt Esports, along with Reckoning, each have a lot of matches left, 3 to 4 matches left for each of them. And it's going to get only a lot better in this Group A. Underdogs is the name of this group, apart from Velocity, as you would expect, and Enigma. But hey, let's have a look at today's fixtures, ladies and gentlemen. In the evening, what's going to be happening? Let's have a look. God Particles are going up against Exploit. And that is a match that I think I'm going to be really interested in. Exploit, unfortunately, last time around, they had to forfeit their match due to players being unavailable of their internet issues. Really unfortunate when that happens, but they still took us in a 4v5 match to 4 overtimes. So Team Exploit, they are forced to be reckoned with. God Particles are not too far behind themselves. X-Force 1 players, along with a couple of others, joined in to make this team of friends who are going straight in to find maybe some success, on terms of their own strategies, in terms of their own ways of playing. Whether or not that's going to work out, well, we're going to have to find out. For now, though, it is the end of the 12 p.m. game, ladies and gentlemen. It was a quick finish, to be honest, as Velocity, they battered the side of Squad, and that is going to be what she wrote for us. And we're going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Salty, well, we've had an interesting journey so far, because Salty and his disconnection issues have been a little bit of a problem, unfortunately, today. And he's going to go ahead and fix that for the next couple of hours. As you guys should probably go ahead and check out the deals and maybe shop for a couple of hours, as you could probably get the next upgrade that you've been waiting for with the deals that we can provide for you through our sponsors in the description down below. Go ahead and check out everything that we've got. Cosmic Bite, we've got even apparel from 656, just like the one that Salty's wearing. You could be supporting your team with wearing that jersey, and you never know. Maybe they could just make it through to the playoffs and win it. Who knows? Somebody could give competition to Velocity this season. But hey, if you are for sure looking for a new upgrade, this is the place you need to be. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you like what we provide you in terms of content of Valorant action, because this comes every day, ladies and gentlemen. And we hope that you will come here, tune in every single day to watch what we got for you, and hit that notification bell icon so you never miss any of it. You are watching the LG Ultragear present TEC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, apparel partner 656, and accessories partner Cosmic Bite. Thank you for watching. We're going to be back with the 8 p.m. game just at the time that we just said. So thank you, and we're going to be seeing you real soon.